All right, let's dive right in. Today, we're going to connect the dots between the tiny, invisible world of chemistry and your personal best at the gym. We're talking about molecular shapes, the true unsung heroes of athletic performance. So, think about all the gear you use when you work out. Dumbbells, running shoes, all that stuff. Every single piece is shaped for a very specific job. But what if the most important piece of equipment you own was completely microscopic? Yeah, we're talking about molecules. And just like a dumbbell with a broken handle is useless, a molecule with the wrong shape can't do its job in your body. Their geometry, well, it's everything. Okay, let's start with the big picture. Why should any of us who, like to move our bodies actually care about this stuff? Well, think about it like this. For a muscle to even contract, protein molecules have to literally fit together and slide past each other. For you to get energy from your lunch, molecules have to dock perfectly inside enzymes. It's all a physical game of puzzle pieces. If the shapes are wrong, nothing fits. And if nothing fits, nothing works. It's the real foundation of how you perform. Okay, so that's the why. But how does this actually work? What are the fundamental rules that build these tiny little pieces of equipment in the first place? The whole story really starts with carbon. It's the backbone of pretty much every important molecule in your body. And carbon has a magic number, 4. It always wants to form 4 bonds. It's like it needs to shake hands with 4 different friends at the exact same time. And this superpower, this need to always make 4 bonds, has a technical name, tetravalence. This is what makes carbon the ultimate biological building block. It lets it create all the strong, stable, and super complex chains and rings that make you, well, you. And carbon is a fantastic team player. It makes these 4 connections by sharing its electrons, creating these incredibly strong links called covalent bonds. And it's not rigid. It can do single, double, or even triple bonds. This flexibility is what allows for the mind-boggling variety of molecules inside of us. Okay, but here's the million-dollar question. It's not just about having 4 bonds. How are they actually arranged in 3-dimensional space? Because that arrangement is what gives a molecule its real functional shape. Well, the answer goes way back to 1874. A chemist named J.H. Van 't Hoff figured it out. He realized these 4 bonds aren't flat like on a piece of paper. Nope, they point to the corners of a 3D shape, a tetrahedron. And this is what that actually looks like. See how the 4 bonds push each other away to get as much space as possible? They form this perfect little pyramid. And that specific angle, 109.5 degrees, isn't random at all. It's the most stable, most balanced position. Think of it like a weightlifter with perfect form. That stability is the key to building strong, reliable equipment for your body. So now, let's connect these tiny little rules back to the massive impact they have on performance. Why is this 3D shape so much more important than some flat drawing in a textbook? Because when we draw molecules on a whiteboard, we're kind of lying. We draw them flat and simple, but in the real world, inside your cells, they are incredibly complex 3D structures. And it's that architecture, those exact angles and distances, that gives a molecule its function. And this is the core idea right here. The shape is not an afterthought. It determines literally everything about the molecule. It's why the specific shape of a glucose molecule lets it get broken down for energy, while another molecule that looks almost the same might be completely ignored by your cells. So let's zoom in on the perfect example of this in action. Enzymes. You can think of enzymes as the tiny coaches and mechanics inside your body, making sure every single chemical reaction happens at lightning speed. Every single one of these enzymes has something called an active site. This is basically the business end of the molecule. It's a very uniquely shaped little pocket or groove that's designed to do one job and one job only. And that active site is incredibly picky. Its shape is so precise that it only binds to one specific partner molecule. This is what's known as the lock and key model. You have to have the exact right key, the substrate, to fit into the lock to get anything done. So what's the payoff for this perfect fit? Speed. Absolutely insane speed. By grabbing onto its partner and holding it in just the right way, the enzyme makes the chemical reaction way easier to start. We're talking about speeding things up by millions of times. Without this, the reactions you need for a single sprint would take, well, way too long. Okay, let's bring this all home. We've gone from a single carbon atom all the way to these complex enzyme machines. So what's the single most important thing to remember from all this? It's this one simple phrase: shape decides fate. The 3D geometry of a molecule determines its job, its purpose, its biological destiny. If you remember nothing else, remember that.
All right, let's do a super quick review to lock this in. Chemical bonds, they're basically atomic handshakes. Carbon, our MVP, always makes 4 bonds. That geometry creates that classic 3D tetrahedral shape. And all of that leads to structure determining function, just like with enzymes needing that perfect shape to fuel your performance.
Okay, pop quiz time. Based on everything we just talked about, how many bonds does a carbon atom always want to form? I'll give you a second. You got it! 4. Its incredible ability to form 4 strong, stable bonds is what makes all of this possible.
So the next time you're pushing through a tough workout, just remember that under the hood, your entire performance is being powered by trillions of perfectly shaped little machines all doing their job. Your athletic potential is, quite literally, written in molecular geometry. The only question left is, how are you going to unlock it?